you. Thank you for joining me here, painting again right on this beautiful holiday. Hope you've had a great time with your family again today and a moment at home. Hopefully you've been doing some fun things around the house and maybe you're joining us here tonight for our Procrastinators Anonymous. We've been trying to get together and this is our second time to get together with everyone to paint with you live. And hopefully you've got your project out and you're ready to go. If you haven't and you're just joining us here for the first time, get your paint out, get your brush ready, and let's paint together. And if you just want to watch, that's okay too. And we're just going to take some questions here live. And if you're just coming on to this live, say hello so I can see that everything is good to go here. And make sure we are live because so far I'm not seeing anything. Again, when I'm home, I have the worst reception here. And let's see. I don't see anything. Melissa, can you say something for me, please? All right, we're going to go on with it. That's just unusual. Aha, there you are. It just takes a minute for me to see it. Hello, hello. So is everybody ready to paint? Let's see if I can see some folks here. Where are you guys all from? Tell me a little bit about what you've done today during this holiday. Have you been off work or have you been working? Some of us have worked. I know we've all gone in here at work at my place and I didn't go. I know they're gonna be mad at me tomorrow. Okay, well what we're going to do here is this is a project that I've procrastinated on. You know how it is. When you have 4 bar stools, I painted 3, didn't paint the last one. And I'm gonna give this little guy a coat of paint while we talk. We're going to talk about a lot of different things. And again, I'm going to encourage you to ask questions here if you've hesitated painting. Maybe you've got things around the house. Maybe you've even bought paint and you haven't taken out the brush. Let's talk about the simple basic steps to get going and how you can get over your fear of painting. And that's what I want to help you conquer here today and show you how easy it is to transform everything literally around your home. These bar stools that I'm painting, again, this is the 4th of the stepchildren that didn't get painted here. This one was at one time brown and this has Finish All on it. And when we were first formulating Finish All, this was my testing piece. This is Weather Vane on the back. And this has held up, well, a good 2 years, I think. We're into the 2-year period. And we always test things in our own home. And Craig sits on these every day for maybe a couple different times during the day, reads the paper, twists around, does his thing, and no visible signs of wear whatsoever. But the frame did not get painted. These were imported bar stools. They weren't expensive bar stools, but yet they're nice and something I couldn't hardly part with and didn't want to go spend money buying more because they were sturdy, they look good. They just were the wrong colors. They were brown and brown, brown and more brown. Y'all know this one, the real dark brown color. And then the back were kind of a cherry or a dark cordovan color. Not my colors at all. So I painted the frame in our pretty color, the Farmhouse color from Finish All or Coliseum from All-in-One. And tonight I have Farmhouse open. We're talking about All-in-One, but it doesn't really matter. They're the same thing. I could paint the fabric here if I want with the Finish All product. And that's what it's all about. Finish All works on leathers and vinyls. If you get confused about the two, Finish All seems... It's again, very confusing, so I'm going to help answer that for you. Finish All has stretch and give, and it's able to paint over leathers, vinyls, smooth fabrics, things where they might need to give and stretch without cracking. All-in-One can do some of that, but it definitely, if you have to pick between the two, pick Finish All for your fabrics, your leathers and vinyls, and then All-in-One when you're painting wood cabinets. You can paint Finish All, can paint anything solid too, so that's kind of the gray area there. Finish All works for everything. All-in-One isn't the choice for the fabrics or anything where you want it to stretch and give. That's an unusual property. That's why Finish All cost a bit more, and there's less colors available in Finish All. So I'm gonna get on my gloves, and if you're painting alongside of me tonight, post your projects for me, please, in this timeline. I'd love to see if you did jump, take the initiative to jump off and get going. So I'm painting a white. And this again is not a bright white, it's more of a sedate white. I call this a soft muted white, but still yet, in comparison to whites, it's a white, it's not gray. A lot of folks say, oh, it's gray, it's really not. It's actually a white, but it has a great coverage to it. Unlike a lot of the stark whites like Manor House, which is more of a yellowed base white, and Cashmere, which is a true white white. I've already given this a quick rub down. And what I want you to do is to do the same. You need to clean your project well, degloss it or degrease it. I always recommend deglossing because then I know you've got a great bite on your project. No matter how shiny it is, or no matter if it's a laminate or whatever, it's going to paint well and going to bond well. I'm using a very inexpensive little chip brush here, and I'm cutting around all of this. This whole bar stool is going to be a lot of cutting around. So ask questions if you have them. Melissa, maybe Brooke is on here. Haven't had a chance to see exactly who's on. So ask some questions, and I will come back and answer them as soon as I'm finished here, because I want to concentrate on what I'm doing. This is going to take a little bit of looking to get going so I can see what I'm doing. So cut in with your little brush and just use that paint. Don't have to worry about getting on a great coat right now. This is what we call the bonding coat. Just get it on there. And this is going to self-level and start to look like, as it begins to dry, it's going to start losing its shine, and then you'll know you're ready for coat 2. So you don't have to wait an extended long time between coats. That's another reason this paint is so great to use. As soon as you are able to touch it without getting it on you, it's ready for coat 2. You don't have to wait 7 or 8 hours till paint dries. Just rock and roll right on to the next coat. Another thing we've been getting a lot of questions about is cure time, and I'm going to address that here with you because it's hugely important. The difference between cure and dry time is 2 totally different things, and I'm going to put a voice to that, so hopefully you can get that into your memory bank and understand the difference. If you're painting your kitchen cabinetry, you're painting in your bathroom, or no matter where you're painting, outside, whatever, dry time is very quick on this product. Now, that means dry to the touch. You can close your front door, you can close your cabinet doors. It doesn't stick. It's not a latex, sticky, gummy paint. Now, that would vary if you painted over a lot of coats of an enamel or a latex, and you put a heavy buildup on your surface like a cabinet door. You may get some stick because that paint is still not dry underneath like it would if it were less coats. I hope that doesn't cloud the issue, but hopefully that helps. So the point being is this: cure time takes about 30 days, and we always say the long shot there because it probably happens quicker than that. But when we say cure, what we're talking about is when the paint has totally lost its moisture content. That means the only thing left on the surface then is the actual paint itself, not moisture, not water. Paint is about 90% water, but that's the vehicle to allow the paint, the actual products that are in the paint, to flow. And once all that moisture is dried out, you've reached maximum cure, or the maximum durability or strength of the paint product. That doesn't mean that for 30 days you cannot use your bathroom, can't use your dishwasher, or you can't use your kitchen cabinetry. It just means during that time, the paint hasn't reached its maximum strength. Now, it's going to reach a great maximum strength overnight, but that doesn't mean it's ready for hard cleaning, scrubbing, or doing a strength test. It's not ready for that. That takes some days. Now, if you live in a dry climate or it's hot where you live, dry in the air, all of the moisture content in the air, that's super important for the paint to lose its moisture. The air has to be dry. So if you live in a moist climate, or if you're painting outdoors and it's humid in your area, it's going to take longer for the paint to cure, right? The same way with your skin or anything. Now, this piece right here, just to give you a great example, I did this on the last Procrastinators event that we had here, and this piece overnight, I couldn't remove the paint. I wanted to go in and do some distressing around here, around this top part, and this was oak. I couldn't do it, couldn't even do it with a piece of sandpaper, if y'all saw that little video I did. But I got a little tiny bit to come off up in this area, which I was satisfied with, and then I used the new Vintage Brown Antiquing Gel to give it an old look, and just kind of went around it and just did some of that in the detail and gave it the look I was after. But I didn't want to distress it. But problem is, you got to distress if you want that to happen very early, because this paint does cure quick. Again, we tell you the long shot, 30 days, because we want you to take care and be careful during that time so you don't chip your paint and make places on it that are a little hard to touch up. You know, when you make a spot say in the middle of a door, you have to handle that touch up differently. It's like, ladies, if you mess up your fingernail, Flan made a great point. If you have a manicure, and if you ever painted over 2 or 3 layers with a clear coat thinking, oh, I'll gloss my fingernails and make them look good and get me through another day or two, that takes forever to dry. It's the same way I was talking about when you have a lot of layers there, it takes longer to dry. If you put on one layer of fingernail polish, it dries pretty quickly. But if you put on 3 or 4, it'll stay very soft underneath and you can ding it up. It's kind of the same mentality on paint. It's exactly the same mentality on paint, actually. So you have to be treat it very gingerly when you first put it on there so you don't ding it up. And so you use your own judgment as to how long it'll take it to cure, simply based on how many layers you're painting over. Maybe you just put 1 coat on your cabinets, then you're great. It's gonna dry much quicker. If your air is dry, it's gonna dry and be cured quite quickly, actually. Okay, so you can see 1 coat coverage using Coliseum. I'm hoping I can even see that. Can you guys see my hand? How easily this is covering over this dark. So if you want a great white that covers extremely well without doing any kind of, we often say that under whites that you need to put on a primer, and that's only a hide primer, meaning dark colors want to kind of come through the white paints because they don't have a lot of hide power. Even though they have a great amount of hide, it's still, sometimes it wants to sneak through the old dark colors. And this is extremely dark colored wood under this white. But using Coliseum, it's fabulous. Super great coverage. Now, this is already beginning to dry. I'm going to put on another little coat. And I'm sure some of you are thinking, why is she not stippling? Well, I could stipple, and I have my sponge right here. Problem is, if I stipple, I'm going to get it all over this vinyl piece here. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to brush it on, and I may stipple with my brush. I have my Syntec here that I can stipple and control that a little easier than I can using the True Applicator. So it's one of those things, you just have to make those judgment calls while you're going. So I hope you ladies, someone out there is painting with me tonight. If you're new to coming on to our page here on Facebook, please join our group. We have lots of things going on in that group. We always are sharing posts, people using the paint products, both Finish All and All-in-One Paint, and teaching you by example, showing you what they're doing around their home. So join our group and get yourself a free 8-ounce sample. Just pay the $6.99 shipping cost, and it is all you have to pay. And it's a $20 sample. And you can get that and try it for yourself. It'll paint a good size piece. It'll paint a vanity. It'll paint your front door. It'll paint a buffet. And you can see lots of examples right here, even on this page, of people who've used that free sample to paint pieces and gotten it done in just a tiny bit of paint. All right, so I'm getting all around here where you can't see me, I'm thinking. I'm gonna pull this camera around, show you. And I'm gonna stop and answer some questions. See if I can get some of them live, because I don't know if anyone's on here helping me. Turn that so you can see that. All right, see what we got going on here. Ah, thank you, Nancy. That's your most favorite paint ever. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Looks like lots of people have paint ordered, waiting for it to arrive. That's awesome. And if you're not a member of our group, please go check it out. We have some great things going on right now. You don't need to sand. No, Shelly, you do not need to sand. You don't need to use a urethane before or after the paint. This paint's called All-in-One for a reason, and that reason being it has its own bonding primer in it, its own wax, or the feel and look of a finished waxed chalk paint. Although it isn't wax, it has that beautiful low luster matte sheen, just like you get if you wax a piece of furniture. It has that great feel and that great low luster matte sheen. All right. Ah, Terry, she painted 3 pieces in cobblestone and weathervane. Looks like some people have been busy over the holiday. That's great to hear. And Linda Duckworth, you were painting today, obviously. It looks like William. What's your favorite color? What is your favorite color, William? I know what mine is. I'm going to see if you guys can guess that. You've pulled the trigger, Tracy. Oh, great. 2 years of watching me, and now you're opening a jar. I am so excited. So Tracy Rutherford, thank you for pulling the trigger. You read my note. So I want to hear your results. I want to see what you think about it. So again, guys, if you've never painted before, And you always think about how much pain it is to paint and how hard it is to paint and all the things you have to do to get ready. This is the first time ever that you don't have to do those things. And the reason you don't have to do those things is the only thing you have to do is clean. And we ask you to clean well using a deglosser or a degreaser. And a degreaser is Simple Green or anything that says degreaser on it. Now, don't use Dawn. That's not a degreaser. That's for dishes. But we want you to use a household degreaser. And that's going to really get off any buildup or anything that might be airborne in your home, in your bathroom, where you're spraying cosmetics, hairspray, who knows what, or just buildup. It happens everywhere, even on your front door where pollen and so might build up. And get started. That's all you have to do. Everything you need is in that can, and you will find out once you open it, if you've already bought it or if you've gotten our free sample, just try it. All I say is just open it and try it on something, even if it's a piece that you don't intend to use. Get it out, put it on, and see for yourself why people are so excited about this product, because it does exactly what we say, and it is the most durable and strong hard shell finish, and it looks so beautiful. You'll be amazed at what your paint project will look like. Nothing like you've ever thought you could do, because it levels itself, it smooths out, and you look like a professional. You can paint your front door, your shutters, things that you may have been scared in the past to even attempt to paint, or where you've had to hire someone to do it. Now you can do it for yourself. Can you imagine? I've saw people posting here, just this last actually shared her vanity that she said she painted in 30 minutes. And those make me look good, because I think sometimes people that don't believe when we say we painted something in that short of a time period, it must look terrible. But then she did it herself. She painted her vanity in just a few minutes. And it's posted here on our timeline, and you can see that. I'm sorry, I can't remember everyone's name. But that's happening not just by myself, but many people are posting those same results, that they can get it done in just a bit. And it covers so well and self-levels. It just looks so beautiful once you're finished. I'm going to turn this around because many of you haven't probably seen. This is a bedroom. If you did see our first live, and so many of you were so kind and watched the very first time I painted this bed on a live, was the first Facebook Live we ever did. I love painting in this room, and I like painting at home for one reason. I've always got this cat with me. She likes to come and be on these lives every time. She beat me in here tonight. She knew I was going to be in this room. And I'm never in this room, but she was already here waiting when I got in there on the bed, waiting for her spotlight. Gracie, see the tail? She knows, Gracie. See the little tail come up? She knows exactly why. She knows I'm doing something. She don't know what, but she knows I'm doing something. So anyway, all these pieces in this room were pieces that I painted. And hang on, I'm going to show you the rest. Sorry to bore you if you've seen it before, but this was a piece that was a mahogany, cherry, something stained wood, and it was a companion to the bed. But the rest of the pieces were not. And I just kind of married them all up and painted them all and did some fun things in here. And you know, you have to have something that you like to get started. And I always say that too. Ladies are always asking, what color should I paint this? Well, you should paint it from something inspirational to you, being a piece of art or a piece of bedding or a rug, just anything, something that has a pattern in it that you like. And you take it from a piece in your wardrobe, whatever. But look at your room, see that your piece, that your inspirational piece looks great with your flooring and your walls and whatever you have going on that you can't change. Take that into the room, see that it looks good, and then pull the colors from that, just like I did here. I pulled the colors from this quilt and did the bed, and from that, and the reason I started with that quilt was one thing, was dictating that for me in that bathroom. You can't see, but it has white floors, and it has a really pretty maple cabinets in there that pick up that gold pillow. They're that tonally, that exact color, even though they're wood, they're that color of gold, and the white picked up that piece in all the white that's in the bedding there. And then the walls were a pretty soft blue-green. And I didn't want to repaint the bathroom. There was no need. It was in great shape right when we bought this house. And so I used that quilt for my inspiration. And so from that, I took all those fun colors and came over here and did this chest, because it was kind of broken up, and there used to be a TV sitting there until someone took it to college. But we used all of these, or I used these colors. This is Amalfi and Coliseum here, burlap here, and this was verdigris, just like the bed. And so you can see the beautiful low luster sheen this has to it. So just painted it, nothing else. Paint, just simply painted it. Didn't do any priming, anything. Just give it a good clean, wiped it down, and painted it. And that's all you have to do to get some beautiful pieces. And there's another little piece I did right there. That piece was a mahogany table. And that's Meadow Sweet from All in One. And that did a great little side table to go along with that chair. And that is a chair that's painted with Finish All right there. And that's eucalyptus on that chair. That had been a linen chair, one this cat adored that she slept on and just kind of got started looking old and bad. So I just painted it to go in this room to add a little fun. So I'll go back through these questions, and I am looking forward to seeing who else is painted. Now, Terry, please post what you're painting, and I'm going to see if anybody else has painted. Or Tracy, you post what you're painting. I'm going to see anybody else say they're painting. Hi, Gerald from Arkansas, and I see Glenda from Texas, and Alyssa, and you're painting a buffet in Manor House. Awesome, Melissa Mahoney. And let's see who else is saying they're painting on here. Diane Thomas from Florence, Alabama. And I see my friend Lori Farino. And there is Melissa. She's on with us. And also Miss Brooke Cashwell. She's always so great to be on and help us. And hi, Lisa Boyd. And I see Carol Strasser. And who else? Jennifer Nobles. Debbie Davis. Girls, thank you guys. Thank you fellas for being on. And again, post your pieces that you're painting. And I'm going to finish up my bar stool, and I'll be posting that and sharing that with you. And I'll be glad to at least have 4 that matches instead of 1 I have to pull off to the side. And I can't wait to see your pieces either, Linda. I hope you get something painted once your paint arrives. And I'll keep on looking through here. Post your questions. And let's get together again and post your pieces in our group. So if you haven't joined the group, please join the group. You'll see it pinned right here in the post. Or if you want to search for it, just search for the word official HTP, Heirloom Traditions Paint. If you'll search for the word official HTP right in your Facebook toolbar, you will see where you can join our group and get yourself a free sample, an 8-ounce sample that's enough paint to cover a good-sized project, meaning your front door, a vanity, a buffet. It goes an incredible long way. Not only is it a fabulous coverage paint, it does go a long way for interior and exterior. So is it considered a chalk paint? Good question, Maureen. It is considered to have the look of chalk paint. It's well beyond a standard chalk paint, though, just so you know. And let's keep going here. Secret for cutting in, steady hand, Gerald Ann. The secret for cutting in is move fast and use a good brush that has a sharp little chiseled end on it. And sometimes I use artist brush for that, and this one is not even considered an artist brush. Look how old this thing is. It's ridiculous. I've had that forever, and I just continue to use it. And I like it because it has these fine little toothy ends. You see that? It's hardly anything on the end. And that's why I like it, because I can get around anything. And I just move my hand like that. But I keep it going and I keep it loaded. If you let the paint do the work rather than you with a brush, get plenty of paint on there and then move, just like drawing a line across your eye. You don't want to move in you want to move fluid. And that's exactly what I do. Keep enough paint, keep it loaded, let the paint do the work, and let it flow right behind your brush. So that's what I do. It's hard to tell someone how to do that, but practice. That's exactly what I would say. Practice makes perfect on that. Will we be releasing new colors? Would like a hot pink. Actually, we are going to be releasing some new colors, and I'm going to let the cat out of the bag here. Melissa will probably kill me for this, but we're going to be doing a color of the month. And the reason we're going to do that is we're introducing a color of the month club in Finish All. And the reason we're doing that is to test new colors that we want to see what the strength of those are by the consumer. So we'll be bringing those out, and if you want to join Color of the Month, we'll be introducing that soon. So join our group. Those will be the first folks that get to come into it, and it will be a limited color, so there won't be a whole lot of people that will get it, but if it's successful and people love it, we may introduce it into our Finish All line. We're going to be adding colors there as we roll these new colors of the month out. So let's see if there's any other colors. Verdigris, Cheryl Beringer, Verdigris is what's on this bed. You see that? From the All-in-One Paint, and you can go to allinOnePaint.com and see Verdigris, and that's it right there. Just what you would think when you think about copper changing colors on a roof. out in the weather, it will turn verdigris. It's exactly what this color looks just like. There's a church that we see every time we're in Indianapolis, over by the center there. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna forget the Indianapolis center that we're always at. And the whole roof has verdigris out on this thing. It's even ran down the sides of the building, this copper patina, and all the age is poured off of that roof, and to where even the sides of the building have the aging from that patina on them. Really beautiful. If y'all are from Indianapolis, you know exactly the church I'm speaking of. You have that bedspread, Geraldine. Every time I post this bedspread, everybody goes crazy about that bedspread. When I bought it, I liked it, but I didn't love it, you know, but everybody has loved it. And I have loved this room after the fact. I really like the colors that are in it. And I see Pat is painting her camper. I can't wait to see your camper, Pat. And you're painting your bathroom, Danja. Danja Huffman is painting her bathroom in verdigris. Awesome. Now that's going to be pretty. And you want to paint your kitchen table. And Lori Otto, you want to paint kitchen table and chairs. I suggest get in our group and get yourself a free sample if you haven't already. And let's see what else we got. Everybody wants to see. They need inspiration, so continue to post your pictures. And someone's in Alaska, Corey Splees, I'm hoping I'm saying that right. You painted the bathroom vanity in polo. Awesome. And I'm so proud to know our paints made it all the way up to Alaska. Isn't that amazing? When we hear people all over the world using this paint, we send paint to every point of the globe. And sometimes I just am amazed that liquid product can travel that far, and somebody can be using our paint on the other side of the world. Isn't that amazing? Somebody who started a product line in a kitchen about 7 or 8 years ago. We're going to also be doing a great little video. We're going to do kind of a Q&A video, a little sit-down video. We're going to do a compilation of how we started, where we are, what is our mission as a company, and who we are, and that kind of thing. Maybe answer some of those big questions for you. And hopefully we're going to do that this week. And we'll be looking through questions. We've posted that into our group and asked you to ask questions to us. So if you have some you'd like to ask, post those underneath that post in the group. All right, how do you join the group? All right, Veronica, join the group simply by going right here to the top in this page that you're on. There's a pinned group, or you can search official HTP group. You can search, or you can go to the pinned group that's right in the top. Up here in the header, it'll say this company has a group called official HTP, something like that it says, but it's definitely pinned up there and you can find it. And I'll post the link. If you're interested in finding that link, I'll post the link. If you'll just say, I'd like the link right here in this timeline, I'll drop a link for you. Brooke is doing that. She is so awesome. She is dropping the link here, okay? She's doing it for you. She can click it only after this becomes a video. That can't be while it's live. So she'll be posting that link to you and I'll help her out. And I'll send you the link if you're interested and can't seem to find it above. So you can get in there and get yourself a free sample. All right, guys, I'm going to let you all go. And hopefully you have gotten some inspiration, answered maybe some questions that you were maybe keeping you from taking the plunge and getting started here tonight, and hopefully we'll get together and do this again. So get yourself that sample, get yourself a brush and a project, something that you want to see transformed before your eyes, and we're going to do it right in our next live that we have, and we'll post a time in that group again. Go back over there, get in that group, and we will post a time where we're going to all hopefully paint together and get you started, so that way you won't have any hang-ups or questions that you can't get answered. And that group is fantastic for helping you get started as well. You won't need this post if you go get in that group. There's thousands and thousands of people in there who are painting every day that just love to help. We got so many fabulous participants and users of the product that are more than happy to help you get started. And every day we're adding hundreds and hundreds of people to the group. So please join that group. I can't encourage you enough. If you have things around your home that need a facelift, I can't encourage you enough to just get in there and give it a try. So ladies and gents, we'll see you all later. Enjoy the rest of your Memorial Day, and we'll see you in the rest of the week. Have a great rest of your week. Bye.